It is Sunday the 23rd of December 2018. As you can see, I'm back in the car, and the reason is I'm heading down to Whickham to deliver some of these focuses, the focuses I was intending to do last week, and I chickened out because of the weather. So I've got 2 patches to do, and then off to Chase Park for some photos for our next focus. I've had to stop delivering the focuses because I run out of time, because I have a 12 o'clock appointment with a group of other councillors here at Chase Park, which is where I am now, because the council wants to sell part of Chase Park for housing, and we are fighting this. This is meant to be a park, not a housing estate, for goodness sake. Anyway, I can see my ward colleagues, in fact my Whickham colleagues, walking up the bank towards me now, so we'll get the photos taken now. This is the old stable block, and this is on its slightly less derelict side. This is the other side of the stable block, and as you can see, it's much more derelict this side. It's just been allowed to get into this state, and this is part of the historic, well, it's the only part of the historic Whickham house that's left. I've got a couple of outbuildings here, which are usable. They're not entirely derelict, but they are usable, but they could be flattened and the space used for community purposes. And behind the red brick building is the depot area, which is now just an open space, and that is part of the site proposed for housing as well. The reason why this is an issue now is because it's actually coming to planning committee in January, where the council is going to try to have the site declared as a housing area in principle. Planning in principle they call it, or PIP, and we are fighting that. We think that if it's part of the park, it should remain part of the park. Yes, I accept there are issues about the derelict state of the stable block. Shouldn't have been allowed to get into that state in the first place, but it needs a community purpose. I've got my ideas for it. I'd love to have a museum of for the area, and that would be the ideal location for it. It would cost a lot of money to put it straight, but that's what we can apply to the lottery for. But building houses here, taking out one of the entrances to the park, destroying the recently refurbished entranceway, historic entranceway to the park, just so you can put a road in to housing that you're going to build in the middle of the park, frankly, is just not acceptable.